You Mama show. I'm so excited, you guys. We have Tiffany Yelverton. Tiffany is the founder and chief sexinista. Yeah, you heard that right. Chief sexinista of Entice Me Soirees Incorporated and the creator of Sexy Survivors by Maison Joie de Vivre. I'm pretty sure I said that right. A groundbreaking platform dedicated to sexual wellness and survivorship. With over 15 years of experience in sexual health and empowerment, she is an internationally recognized master sex coach, people. Not just, I'm just a sex coach. She's a master sex coach, course creator, and educator, working to close the gender pleasure gap and normalize conversations around intimacy, pleasure, and confidence. So Tiffany's work bridges the gap between sexual wellness, body image, and cancer recovery. Through Sexy Survivors, she provides transformative programs helping survivors reclaim intimacy, body confidence, and personal power post-treatment. I know cancer has touched probably every single one of us, right? Knows someone who has gone through some sort of cancer treatment. Unfortunately, it's like 1 in 5 now, like people you come across. So it's really cool, the work she's doing, that not a lot of people are tapping into that space, and it's important. But outside of her professional pursuits, Tiffany is a level 1 certified level 1 certified sommelier. Did I say that right? I'm not
close enough
person. So sommelier, an exceptional host and creative force behind her signature event. I love this breakfast at Tiffany's because her name is Tiffany. I love that so much. And that is where she merges conversation, connection, and curated sensory experiences. How could you not like do an event if that's, how could you not call an event that if that's your name, right? Anyway, welcome. Thank you for joining me. I know Tiffany. She lives kind of by me out near Long Beach, and we've gotten to connect and at a networking event. And I love her. I've made my husband meet with her. More on that later. She and I will talk more on that later. And she's a beautiful person. So we're going to launch into all the things, but I would love to know, how does one come into this like field of work that you do? Like, how does that, what's the story behind, like, how do you just happen upon like being a, starting to study and being a master sex coach? Like, what's that journey like?
I feel like it's been a lifelong journey. I always thought I would be an entrepreneur, and I've always had a very sexual mind and been very fascinated by people's relationships and how sex affects that, and how we think about our bodies during sex and the pleasure aspects. And when I was in my mid-20s, I thought that something was wrong with me. I thought that I just had such a high sex drive and that I just wanted more sex all the time. But what I found out when I got out of my narcissistic relationship is that I wanted better sex. And I didn't know what that was, because as women, we don't really learn about pleasure. We learn about the consequences that come with sex and intimacy. We're going to get pregnant. We're going to get a bad reputation. We're going to get a disease. We're going to be not worthy in the eyes of society, all these things, but yet it's the cornerstone of our relationships. And it's important. It's important to be able to talk about it, to know what you want, to know what turns you on, what turns you off. And so when I had the opportunity to start my own company 15 years ago, I really was like, what do I want to do? And I really thought, okay, it's time that we step into the power of pleasure and to teach women that it's not shameful, that it's empowering. And when we do that, it can really shift the way that we see ourselves in the world and how we show up in the world. And so I've been going from there. It kind of was like, perfect storm. My job was stressful. I needed to change careers. I went to a pleasure party and was so appalled of how everything was so cheesy and crass. and
Mm,
the products were really crappy. They were changing color on each other in their box. And I'm like, they're doing that in a box. What are they doing in my body?
right.
And
Ugh.
so I did some research and curated a product line that's all body safe, non toxic, because I found out that chemicals that are outlawed in children's toys weren't outlawed in adult toys and still are not.
Oh my
So we're
gosh.
putting those most toxic chemicals that we don't allow children to put in their mouth into the most absorbent parts of our bodies, like our
Right.
vaginas.
Yeah.
And I just thought that, every revolution starts with a conversation, and we need to start building community and having conversations so women don't feel like they're alone in not having orgasms or going through menopause or postpartum, you know, all the things that we go through as women. And we need a place that we can safely and comfortably speak about this. So I
Yeah.
started kind of like a home party model but in a very educational and empowering way.
Yeah. So like those parties, but not cheesy, not gross, educational, probably, and very empowering, right? Because you get
Yes.
to learn and then you get to have the opportunity to um I don't know, even learn about products and whether that's something for you or not, and from someone who knows all the things, right? Um so being a mom, married for 21, going on 22, something like that. That's how long I've been married. 22 years. And multiple babies. I know a lot of women come out of this, postpartum days. And really postpartum means like, okay, after you've had babies. And that's like, after you've had babies, you're like postpartum for life. There's early postpartum, right? And where it's like, okay, 6 weeks and, jump back on the bandwagon and sex should be okay again. And I mean, and for me, no one said really how long, um, it's up to you, and you go to your OB and they're like, "Yeah, you're good to go," but you feel like crap. And I remember I'm good to not do this for a real long time, right? And then that real long time turns into even longer, and then it becomes all about the babies and, too busy, too tired. Um, let's talk a little bit more about that and cures for that, and also um growing up in a very strict religious home, like there's a lot of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Across all things like sexual, even sexual thoughts, right? And but you talk about self-pleasure as like self-care. Let's touch more on that and on like a woman's kind of postpartum journey and what that sort of self-pleasure as self-care looks like.
Absolutely. So your 6 week OB, guideline is that your body is actually healed enough that you could have some kind of insertion,
Right.
if in a perfect world. But
Sure.
most women are not ready for that. Your body has gone through a lot of changes.
Yeah.
You've got a little one that's probably latched onto you 24/7. You're nursing, you're getting your needs met with oxytocin from those kinds of things. And so you may not be desiring sex or intercourse or even being touched by your partner.
Mhm.
And so, we always think society makes us and Hollywood makes us think that the only sex is like penis and vagina. That's what sex is. And so when we add tools like there's strokers and things that you can use on your partner, that he's still getting pleasure, but you don't necessarily have to be having intercourse,
Yeah.
and looking at different ways to add touch back in so that you want it. But sex may not, like intercourse may not be the end goal.
Yeah. I mean, it feels very bizarre when like you push something that big out of your vagina
Yeah.
and then like nothing can come near this for a while. Like my
No.
tissue may be healed, but
Yeah,
It's like a
there's
little concerning. And you attempt it again and you're like, this might never be the same again, which is also not true, right? We know with pelvic floor therapy and like, I'm sure your toys and tools like can offer help around that area as well. Like we just kind of assume like, well, I've had babies and I'm ruined, right?
and you're not
Yeah.
ruined. You're
Yeah.
different. You've
Yeah.
literally created life.
Yeah. Big
That's an
deal.
amazing thing. And so being giving your body grace really helps, and learning what pleasure is to you now after your baby.
Yeah.
And so that's why I always suggest self pleasure, because your body has changed, your tissue is different, things have moved around a lot because there was a baby that came out of there. So
Mhm.
starting to explore your body yourself, one, gets you back in touch with yourself, because now your body is for someone else, that baby.
Yeah.
And so we go through it every day and we get lots of touch. We touch ourselves a lot. We get ready, we do our makeup, wash our hair, we shower, but we forget to feel. And so, really getting back into your body energetically and with touch can really help. And so, just, I know that it's hard to have even time to shower as a new mom, but when you are in the shower, being mindful and tapping into your senses, smelling what's happened, the body lotions and bath oils and body washes, everything, and then feeling the water on your skin and touching yourself, just caressing yourself and touching yourself as you're putting on lotion or coconut oil or whatever you use, to really slow down and feel yourself, because that's going to activate oxytocin in your own body
Mm,
and bring you more in touch with yourself.
I love
And
that.
then you can say, if you get to genital touch, you can be like, okay, honey, this worked before, but this isn't going to work now. Like, I found these new erogenous zones that I like. My nipples used to be my sense of pleasure, but right now they're feeding our baby. So that's not really turning me on.
Yeah.
So what else can we do that takes that place?
Yeah. And talking about it, I feel like a lot of couples just don't talk about it. I know, like I didn't. And then you just kind of write it off. And then it just becomes something that just doesn't happen very often. Right. Um, but let's talk about like how important that actually is. Because I know in my situation, you write it off for so long, it becomes damaging to your relationship, right? You write that off, you let it go, and it's this gap just keeps getting wider between the two of you. So I know you teach a lot on the importancy. That's a new word, the importancy of it's called the importancy of sex, the importance of intimacy, in relationships, because I know some girlfriends that are like feel really whatever about it, and I don't intimately know how great their relationship is. From the outside you seem great, right? But let's talk on that a little bit.
So I call sex life's lubricant. When it's going
Mhm.
well, it kind of smooths over everything, all those little daily irritations that come up, like the trash not be taken out or chores not
Mhm.
being done, dishwasher loaded one way, and they build up. All those little resentments build up. But when sex is going well and there's intimacy, whether it's intercourse or other ways of having sex, and you're having orgasms, whether you're having them just by yourself or with a partner, you're getting all those endorphins and hormones and neurochemicals that are boosting your mood and smoothing things over in your
Okay.
relationship. And it does, a thing that happens often is that one partner is usually the pursuer and the other is more responsive, and that pursuer often is the one that is getting turned down, and then they stop asking,
Yeah.
and so they have resentment built up.
Right.
The The one that's being pursued is like feels resentful because they keep getting asked, even though they keep saying, I'm not ready, I'm not ready, I'm not ready. And so there can be a lot of rifts that are built up. And so talking about it, which we're not taught, we're taught that we should just know sex
Yeah.
should just be something innately that we know.
We
And
don't know.
we don't know.
We don't know. We don't know a lot.
We learn about things in that we do every day in our life. We learn to cook, we learn to go to the gym, how to work out, but no one really tells us how to have sex. We see it
Yeah.
in TV, we see it in movies, we see it on porn, but we don't really learn how to communicate our needs, wants, and desires.
Yeah.
And that's
You
what
think it's
really makes
natural, right? You think that, oh, it's a natural thing I should know how to do. It's much like when we talk about everything else in motherhood on these shows, right? Oh, breastfeeding, it should be natural. Like we should just know what to do and it should just happen and it should be organic. And it's like, it's usually that is not the case. And unless you have enough education and support behind that, like it's probably not going to go super well. Yeah.
right. And so, and inviting someone in, whether it's a coach or a therapist, to help you to communicate, to teach those skills is really a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. So just we met with Tiffany, my husband and I, a couple weeks ago, and I was like, I don't know why he's just not on board. Like, if he wants to get some, like, he should just like get on board and like meet with Tiffany. And he was, and you were like, it's not really comfortable for most people, especially men, to do that, to even like have a conversation with someone else, right? That they don't know. And I think we just need to, I don't know, destigmatize that a little bit.
Yes.
Like this is something that everyone would love to happen more, and it creates all these positive chemicals. And if it's, in a healthy relationship that you want to work, right? Within those parameters, right? I'm sure you've seen a lot of things that are like not healthy. But when it is and you want to make it work and you want to try different things, like how do you talk about it with your person? And that's what Tiffany does so beautifully. And she comes in with action tools and homework and things that you don't see like in a therapy room, right? I find that with like a lot of coaches is you're going to progress forward and you're going to touch on things in the back, maybe on the past that, will help educate them with how to move forward, but we're going to like move forward and like help make this better, right? How does one, let's see, oh, hormones are crazy. How do you kind of get your mojo back postpartum? Like, yes, I'm overtouched and blah, 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 but like, I would like to, the moms are like, no, but I would like to get back to myself. And so we talked about those moments of coming back to yourself personally, right? And with that touch and that smell, and like just slowing down for moments. What else does that involve? Beyond really, I don't know, beyond maybe even just communication with your partner.
Well, I think using that time to really just be with yourself.
Yeah.
And that's why I say that self pleasure is the ultimate self care, is because it's just for you. So
Yeah.
even if you just lay down and touch your nipples a little bit, rub your legs, and just be still with yourself, to learn that it's okay, that it's not selfish to take time for yourself. It's selfful.
Self-full. I love that.
And the next time, maybe you feel like touching a little bit more higher on your thighs and touching your genitals and caressing your vulva and massaging in some oil, or, that helps to moisturize your tissue so that it's more supple and not painful because you're hormone depleted,
Mm-hmm.
and just start to explore your body in new ways. And then when you have one orgasm, it helps, which is much easier for women to achieve on their own than with a partner.
True.
You then are going to start to get those hormones back that
Okay.
are depleted, because you get a rush of testosterone, you
Mhm.
get the oxytocin. It helps to give you more joy. You
Yeah.
get the dopamine and serotonin and everything that really can last a few days in your system.
Oh, cool. Yeah. And it's on your own terms, right?
Yeah.
It's not like you're relying on someone else to get you there and, create that, right?
And
It's
it's
on your own.
very it's empowering when you
Yeah.
know that you have the power to do that for
Yeah.
yourself. And then it's much easier to say, "Hey, this works for me, but this doesn't."
Yeah.
Or I'd really like you to, it would be really hot if you would try this with me. Let me
Right.
show you what I did that I was surprised with, something like
Right.
that.
And if you're not ready for all those things and you're starting to practice self pleasure, do you recommend like the guy do that too so that they're kind of releasing and like not so anxious about,
Absolutely.
getting back at it?
I think everybody should self pleasure.
Yeah.
And that so many times I hear people say, "Oh, well, that's my partner's responsibility to give me an orgasm."
Yeah.
Well, why is that? Why
Why
isn't
is
it?
that? Yeah.
It's, take care of your own needs. And then it's a cherry on top when someone else can
Sure.
do it also. You
Yeah.
know, you might do mutual masturbation and watch each other. That can be really erotic too. And learn new things about how your partner touches himself and him watching how you touch yourself.
Sure. Yeah. And it's funny because I'm sure some people are like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, like even listening to this, but it should be like you said, like we need to create, this needs to be normal conversations, right? It's about our bodies and about intimacy, about like self pleasure as self care. And so when you talk about your products, I love that you've created this line. I haven't gone shopping yet, you guys, so I'm gonna have to go shopping and report back in the in the show notes. But talk about some of those products and like what they are. I know like sitting at lunch with you, you're like, check out this ring, and like she has this like this huge beautiful silver like vibrator ring. We're like, oh, and it's like real strong. um so talk about those pleasure products, what kinds, and for someone, I mean, I have a few, but for someone who's like, this is new to me, this information is kind of new to me, toys are a little new to me, or anything new in the market maybe is new. Maybe they're like, I have the classic bullet or whatever, you know what I mean? Let's talk a little bit more on that when it comes to adult toys.
So I look at sex toys as an accessory to your sex life or bedroom life, just like jewelry is an accessory to your outfit. You take it away, it's still a cute dress, you add it on, it looks better.
Sure.
You know, you add seasoning to your food, it makes it taste better.
Yeah.
It's just something to keep it exciting and new. We don't eat the same meal every day or wear the same clothes every day,
Yeah.
but a lot of times we get in the rut of having the same sex every time, and then it's boring or we're tired of it or it's not doing it for us. And so sex toys really have come a long ways. They're
Mhm.
really the lines that we carry at Entice Me are all body safe. They're all medical grade. They have a 1-year warranty. We help you find the right product. So it can just add the little spice. The biggest fallacy I think that we hear is that, oh, I should have an orgasm from penetration. 80% of women need clitoral stimulation along with penetration to even have an orgasm.
Yeah.
So adding in some play, a sex toy, a little vibrator on your clit while you're having sex can make a huge difference. Can take it from that was boring to, wow, I'm actually pleasured,
Yeah. Instead of like, get this over with.
right? Instead of
Hurry up.
opening the door, like it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
And
Or the
being
moment
able,
the battery's dead and I'm like, ah, dang it. Need to remember
almost
to.
all of the things we carry are rechargeable.
Yes.
So they're very eco-friendly in that way. You don't have battery waste. You don't have to worry about finding batteries in the time of need.
Right.
And there's something for everyone, whether you like soft vibration or a rumbly vibration, if you like internal, external suction, all kinds of things. There's so
Yeah.
many things. And there's sex toys for men.
Yeah.
So there's strokers, there's anal toys that help with prostate
Hmm.
issues. Men can have other kinds of orgasms besides just penile orgasms. And so finding ways that your partner can have pleasure, why maybe when you're not in the mood.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
Because
need to
no
change
one
it up
wants.
too. Their hand just can probably get boring too. So, there's a lot of different things that can make things fun again.
Yeah.
There's remote control toys that
Oh my
you can,
gosh.
use as a
Fun.
mama. You can use it. Why put it in while you're brushing your teeth and getting ready, the kids ready for bed. Your
Yeah.
husband can be controlling it, having fun watching TV while you're getting
Stop
the
it.
kids ready. And then you're already kind of, that's foreplay. It
Yeah.
closes the
That's
gap
so
on the
weird. I've
amount of
never
time.
heard of that. That's
Yeah.
amazing. That's hilarious. I would like to see that on some sitcom or something. I would like to see that. But like, yeah, like you're in another room and that's like you're straight up foreplaying.
Yeah.
Remote control. Mommy, what's the matter? Nothing. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm so fine. That's amazing. Oh, that's so fun. Interesting. Okay, so what's your recommendation then if you're like, what's your recommendation in that realm of toys? Are you like start here or like try these three if you don't know what you like? If you kind of just always done the basic, maybe try this and this. Like, what is your recommendation so that you're not like, $2,000 in on like trying, trying
Right.
all the things. And I've been to some of these stores, right? Like you can rack up a pretty penny on some of these things because they sound phenomenal. And you're like, yes, please. Yes. Oh, yes, please. Right. So what's your recommendation to like start with the bang, but also like, it's not, you're not going crazy. It's not crazy on the bank account because I still need to look at all your stuff. So fill me in
Yeah.
on
Hold on one
what you
second. I'm going
recommend
to
your
grab one.
people
I have
start
one
off.
right here. So
Yeah, of
let me
course she
grab
does.
it. So this is one of like my favorites. It's called the Lalo Nia, and it's very ergonomic. So you can use
Yeah.
it many ways. On the vulva, you can have it there on your clit between your bodies while you're having intercourse. It's easy to hold in your hand. You can use it nipples on the shaft of the penis. You can put it on your cheek while you're giving a blowjob.
Okay. So many options.
So many options. And it's probably around a little over $100. It's a great
Okay.
investment. Waterproof, rechargeable. You have it out, no one's going to say, oh, that's a giant penis on your bed
Sure.
nightstand.
Yeah.
It looks really like a little computer mouse or
Yeah, it does.
something. Or a wand like this that you can use. It's great because something like this is great for all kinds of body shapes, because if you have a tummy or boobs, it's going to reach further to hit your
Okay.
clit. It's also great, anywhere on the body.
You're
It's
like, this
very
is my
versatile.
massager. Don't worry about it. That's an
Right.
easy thing when the kids find it. You're like,
Yeah.
that's for mommy's neck.
And we do product consultations. We offer them on our website. So you can click, and I'm in the process of developing a like decoder. So you can say, I like this style, and it kind of will walk you through
Oh, cool.
what toys would be
All
good
right.
for you.
Okay, cool. Awesome. And do you ship everywhere? You ship globally? Like what's the
Yes, we do ship globally. I've kind of turned off international shipping for right now, but you can always reach out to me and we can figure it out. Just with the tariffs and the customs things right now, I've had a lot of stuff get stuck. And so I'd rather not have my customers be frustrated. So
Yeah.
Right now, the US is fully open, but internationally, it's a little dicey right now.
Got it. Okay, cool. And then if people wanted to reach out to you to like do an Entice Me party or something, do you do that in person and online? Do you
Yes,
ever do those online?
absolutely.
Okay, cool. Very cool. So you can head to www.enticeme.com. She also has a link tree for her sexy survivors. All these things, her Facebook, how to get a hold of Tiffany, will be in the show notes. She has a fun freebie for you as well. And yeah, maybe we can do like a Galentine's sale or something coming up, and
Yes, that
like
would be so fun.
link to some fave products, and maybe we'll do like a We Got You Mama people party where we have Tiffany on, and she can do some Q&As. And yes, let's put that in the books. I'm just gonna
Let's do that. That
put that in the
sounds so
books.
fun.
We're gonna have a Galentine's online party. Y'all are invited. Not y'all. I don't know actually who's all watching this. Females only are invited. It's a safe space. Not that this space isn't men inclusive, but for these types of conversations, we're going to keep it to us mamas and women that want to learn more about all the intimacy, about all the things. I am so happy to know you and call you my friend, and am so excited for more people to get to know you and to open up these conversations around sex and intimacy, because it's different for everyone. But I will say it's touch and go for a lot of us moms, and recognizing, like you said, giving yourself grace, and but also educating and empowering yourself around what these action items, what these toys, what these, educational tools can do for you. And when you say, the oxytocin and the all the hormones and the chemical, I was like, yes, please, I need those like injected in my arm. And so if we can find ways to do that through, heavens, sticking that fun toy in you and while brushing your teeth and getting your day off started with those chemicals without having to do like a stupid, not that they're stupid. People who love hardcore biking classes, that's great. I don't start off my day like that.
That is not me.
I think
Sex is my cardio. That's it.
I think that cardio and that height, that heart rate, and those chemicals sound way more fun to me. Not that I don't love a good workout class, but I digress. Anyway, Tiffany, I love your face. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And stay tuned for all the things when we have our people party, and have her on to talk more and do some more Q&As, because I know you guys have more questions, and she's got you. Tiffany's got you. We got you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if this episode really resonated with you and you think it would resonate with someone else, maybe another mom friend of yours or a sister or friend is having intimacy issues, forward this on and let them know that Tiffany is there for her too. And we will see you next time.